is up, podcast? And welcome to the Right Place Podcast Network. We have another amazing show for you, Twitch. Oh my goodness. Wednesday night. Here we go. Hype it up. Woo. Hopefully you can get that excitement right through this airwaves. It's going to be an exciting show as always. Welcome to the show. If you're just joining us for the first time, this is the Right Place Podcast Network, where we research passion, everything to do with passion, figuring out the why people do things. Why do they do what they do? And what it is that drives them. That's what we do here. So it's going to be awesome. Back in, January 20th, we had in studio right here, right next to me, we had Andrew Tainter, we had Mercutio X, two amazing radio disc jockeys from LA Lifestyle Radio here in studio. We locked it in. We had a awesome performance by Mercutio X. We had a killer conversation with Mr. Mercutio X as well as Andrew Tainter about what they got going on in their lives and their businesses, and about what's going on with LA Lifestyle, which is an awesome radio station we're blessed to have here in Southern California, that brings in all the underground hip-hop, the true artists coming up. So make sure you check out LA Lifestyle when you have a chance on Instagram. You guys know where the link's at. You guys have seen them many times on the show before. When I was doing research for Mercutio X, I wanted to, every time I have somebody on the show, I don't just have them on the show. I want to get to know them, who they are, what they're about, listen to their music. And as I was doing the research on Mercutio, I kept seeing this guy, Gehrig Kniffen. He's, songs with Mercutio and Gehrig Kniffen. And I was like, who's this guy? Because he can flow. I was like, first of all, this man knows how to flow. I was like, damn. Oh, who's this? So when Mercutio came on, of course, they asked him about Gehrig, and you heard the show. We were talking about Northern California and what was going on up there, because there's a whole scene going on here in LA, as there always is. But to hear about this area, like up in Cambria, up in the honeymoon spot of Northern California, where the beaches are pretty, and the women, you got to take them over there because the women are prettier and wittier. You got to take them up there and have a honeymoon suit with them. It's gonna be fantastic. So that's the spot, but there's a whole rap scene going on up there, and it's pretty amazing what's going down, as far as production and as far as people that can flow like Gehrig. So let me give you guys an example of that. Let's play a song called My Boo, and this is the newest cut from Gehrig Kniffen. Take a listen.
Is all I'm saying. It's not complicated. Something about you makes me crazy. All my screws are loose. Let me rock with you. Happy times fulfill all your expectations. So you won't run away from me. Got me feeling like I'm 13, living dreams. All I see, your brown eyes in the morning sun. I love the way my day becomes.
So high, wait, you're the one to get me there. You're my central place when my mind don't speak, and your eyes tell me, and it's so my thing. Glad you're here, my queen.
You set the bar high like shoulder press. I be the one who just know you best. Before I met you, I was so depressed. Look in your eyes and I know I'm blessed. So caressed by you. Swim bike, baby, hit a hike too. Kiss in the shade, throw a parade. What can I say? I dream of the days. Should we run away now? Worry about pace. Swim in the lake, playing some games. Maybe we should, maybe we could.
So there you go. Like I said, that's nice. Get a little taste of that Gehrig Kniffen for you, as best as it could. Of course, it's analog going over digital. It's not the great, but get on Spotify. Put the Spotify. Let me make sure that J-Rob puts that Spotify link in there for you. Hold on one second. Let me see. Boom, 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 boom. There it is. Copy. Nice. Let me get that link in there for you guys. Make sure you listen to that cut. That's a brand new one from Gehrig Kniffen. Make sure you guys get that one there on Spotify. And it's just an amazing, amazing track. And here to talk about those tracks and that track right there and everything to do with Gehrig Kniffen is Gehrig Kniffen himself. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Thank you for coming on.
Of course. Of course.
Cool, cool, cool. You had a studio rehearsal today?
Yeah, I'm playing a show with a band at up here in Slow. Their name's Amua. I'm playing a show with them at a bar here called Frog and Peach on Friday, so we were getting a rehearsal in today.
Nice Friday night show. Fantastic, fantastic. Killer stuff, man. Love your stuff. Like I've been talking to you over TikTok about your stuff, been listening to it like crazy. Just absorbing it as much as I could. It's supposed to be a simple interview. It's supposed to be just a guy interview, just a regular. I interview rappers all the time, but with you, I like the music, dude. Like I listen to it in my car. Every time I hear it, I'm like, damn, I gotta play it again and like listen to it and enjoy it and actually enjoy the sounds. So it's been great.
Man, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that.
Absolutely, 100%. I'm super stoked about this new track, My Boo. It just, what was it, like a couple weeks ago you just put this out?
Yeah, we dropped it on Valentine's Day.
Nice, perfect timing. My Valentine's Day song right there, My Boo. It's got that kind of Black Eyed Peas vibe. It's pretty hot. You guys heard it. It's incredible. It's incredible.
Thank you. Yeah, that's definitely that's got more of a pop vibe than like pretty much every other song I've ever made, I feel like. And that's because Vuvu and Ivan have that style to them, and Gio and Tommy, who made the beat, also like totally, just crafted that perfectly. And then I just got to slide in there with a little verse and do my thing, and everyone killed it.
That's what I was gonna say. It's probably one of the most commercial pieces you put out, right?
For sure. Like most of my other stuff is pretty like niche, kind of like you got to really like bars and like kind of more like 90s style rap. So this was more just like,
this one put you out there, bro. This one put you on the radio. I don't know what station. They better put this on the radio, because this is like put you out there.
They did hook us up out here on the local station.
Did they?
106 point. Yeah, Wow 106 threw it out there on February 23rd. So a couple weeks ago.
Holy moly! Congratulations! There you go, dude.
Thank you. Yeah. So hopefully it'll keep happening. We'll see.
Hell yeah! I mean, it works perfectly. Well, is that you singing in the beginning, or is that your homies?
No, that's yeah. I'm literally just the rap verse. The homies Ivan and Vuvu do all the singing on it.
Ivan and Vuvu come on the show.
I will let them know.
Yeah, is that so? Which one? I want to know which guy's singing in the beginning. Yeah, he has an awesome voice.
So the first one, I'm trying to make sure.
You know.
Yeah, Ivan starts it, and then Vuvu's the one that comes in where it's like, you set the bar so high.
Oh man, so it's that's a duo.
Yeah, so they both are singing like on that, and then I come in with the rap
bars. Hell yeah, hell yeah, that's just hot. That stuff's hot. Man, that's awesome. So crazy. So we'll get Ivan on the show, get the boys on the show as well. That'll be awesome. What about the production? We were talking the other day about the production, like the quality of. I mean, that one of course is beyond. Have you used this person that made this track before?
Like producer wise?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean my main producer is a guy named Tommy DeSilva.
Tommy DeSilva, come on the show. Go ahead.
We'll get him on. He's the man. He's like, me and him have been like best, like really good friends, like best buddies since we were like little kids, and then reconnected over COVID and started making music together. And so he produces like like the majority of the beats are him. That being said, I do work with like a good amount of producers out here, but Tommy like mix and masters all my stuff as well. So he's got a hand in like anything that I'm putting out. But then I also work with a producer named Dopey out here, who's in the Green Room Collective with us. I work with Vuvule, who's from Orchid Hill, and Gio is the other producer on the My Boo track, and he also plays the he does the guitar solo on it.
That's sick. Talk about the Green Room Collective. This is a name I've heard before. The Getty boys keep going up there. People from down here keep going up to. Is it Cambria where you guys are at? Where is it?
Well, so I originate from, like, I'm from Cambria, but pretty much most of the stuff we do right now is either in San Luis Obispo, which is where I live now,
Okay.
and, like, record music out of and everything, or over in Atascadero, which is just 15 minutes north of San Luis Obispo, and that's where we have like a little once a month residency at Outlaws.
Outlaws in Atascadero, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So Outlaws in Atascadero, that's where it's happening. Make sure you guys, if you're in the Northern California area, that's where you want to go to get that residency, that bar's residency with Gehrig. San Luis Obispo. That's what Mercutio was saying. He's like, dude, I would drive all the way up to San Luis Obispo and cut some bars and then come back and drive back and forth. I'm like, why would you go all the way? It's like, you got to hear it. And then I heard it. I was like, okay. So there's this thing happening up there with the green. Talk about the Green Room Collective. What is that?
So I mean, it's like, I'm not even gonna take all the credit for like all the shows happening. Like when Mercs come up, it's usually like us finding stuff. But we've had a group called Connect the Coast that's helped put me on a bunch of shows, and like
Nice.
people have done a lot of good stuff for us as well. But right now we've been putting on a good amount of shows, and the Green Room is myself, Tommy Da Silva, the producer I mentioned, my buddy Dopey. Steven is his name, but his producer name's Dopey. And so it's the three of us. That's how it originated. The reason we're called the Green Room is because over COVID, we sat in Tommy's house and made a bunch of music sitting in his little room with like literally his drum kit covered with the sheet and the mattress flipped up against the wall in this tiny room, and it was this green room. So we started calling ourselves the Green Room.
His room was literally like a lime green or something like that.
It was like, yeah, pretty distinct green color. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like a subtle green by any means.
It was memorable.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, so we went by that. And then once we started working with Merc, we kind of like added Merc into the fold and consider Merc a Green Room.
It's like Crosby, Stills, and Nash back in the day, and then you guys add Neil Young, and Merc is Neil Young. I don't know. I might be aging myself. I'm sorry.
No. That checks out. Yeah, Merc is phenomenal. Like he's
sick too.
He is so dope to me. Like he is just like my favorite rapper. Like I just am a huge fan of him. So it's cool that I even get to make music with him, because I think I would be enjoying his stuff if I didn't even have like a part in it.
100%. Great guy to talk to. He's got the whole package. He's got the look, he's got the vibe, and he's a personable person. So he could, he's got the whole package.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. Me and him it's cool because the music thing was how we connected, and now I feel like me and him are just like we're homies, and it's been a cool like journey for that. That's the
best when it becomes about the relationship. The whole thing just sticks together like glue. It's freaking awesome. How long you been rapping for?
Messing around with it like since high school, but it was always terrible, and like freestyling and occasionally writing like really bad, like just not good raps.
How did you make it not terrible?
When did it get not terrible?
Or did you just did you have to just practice and practice?
Yeah, that's how I've gotten good at anything in my life. I don't think I'm like necessarily a naturally skilled person in anything, but I think I'm pretty persistent, and once I like doing something and see that I can get better at it, then I kind of get obsessive about it.
Crazy.
And so this has been something that really is that for me, and I've always liked getting in front of people, talking with a microphone. Like I emceed rallies in high school and stuff like that. So a lot of those skills kind of like transition nicely to the rap.
Well, dude, because you're hilarious. Like if you go to this guy's Instagram channel, or it's like you're always saying some funny stuff like at your shows and stuff too, huh?
Yeah, we're just trying to have a silly goose time. You know what I mean? Like we're just trying to make the people laugh and enjoy the music, and then in the middle of it, like go really hard and scream a bunch of bars at these people.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. There's during the shows, before the shows, this guy's hilarious. And then your ads for the actual like if you're putting out a record, or if you're putting out, or you have a show coming up, you'll say some funny crap. It's crazy.
I'm trying to get the people's attention, get them to these shows.
It did. You got my attention, so that's for sure. That's freaking awesome. That's the main thing. And then talk about like, so in high school you started rapping. Where?
Yeah, but I don't even like consider that the like genesis. That's like
Yeah.
not because it was so not serious and ever the goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like me putting out a video in 2017. It was no bueno, but they're getting better today, like as of yesterday.
Yeah.
Nice. So what kind of like when you were growing up? Did you grow up there in Cambria your whole life?
Yeah, all the way till the end of high school. Went to Cambria Grammar School.
Wow.
Went to Santa Lucia Middle School, the one middle school in town. I went to Coast Union High School, the one high school in town.
It's the trippiest thing because I've never talked about Cambria like the way you're talking about it, as if it were a home, as if it were a place to live. Because the only time I ever hear about Cambria is from like old ladies or like married couples that have been married for 45 years. They're like, you got to go to Cambria. You got to take your wife to Cambria. She'll love it. She's the beaches are so beautiful and they got the nicest little cottages and these breakfast nookies you can have over there. And so I always think about Cambria like that, but you're like, dude, I went to high school there, I went to junior high, so it's a neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a neighborhood for sure. Like the little area I grew up in, I grew up with like close friends just a street away, and weekends we're playing capture the flag on the street, and it's just that kind of thing. So it was very much like a cool small town vibe, and Cambria is one of those places where I feel like it can kind of make or break you in a way that like it's very small, so everyone's gonna like know all your business. You can't really go anywhere without like seeing somebody you're probably gonna have to stop and have a conversation with.
Oh, geez.
And
Your
so
days
that
are
can
longer.
so that can wear on you, but also it creates a cool sense of community that you grow up in, and it's benefited me in a ton of ways. Beyond just like the immediate, but just like a lot of character development from growing up in a place like that.
Nice. That's awesome. What year did you graduate?
2015.
2015. So 2013, 2014, 2015. What kind of music was going on up there in Cambria?
Oh, like on a local scene, the ones that were rolling from Cambria is a guy named Wynn, Wynn. He's down in LA now. He's super dope. That's like, for sure, I remember listening to Wynn in high school, trying to be real with myself of like, I'm never going to be a rapper, but this is so dope that someone from Cambria is like actually good at rapping. Because obviously like people would rap because that was just a thing to do. So you would hear people rap. Because everyone and even if you grow up in small little weird Cambria, it's like people still want to.
You still want to be Dre.
Yeah, you're still gonna, if everyone's hanging out, you're like, let's freestyle, and then everyone's terrible, but that's just what you do or whatever.
That's awesome.
And Win was like the one where I was like, okay, this dude's good. So I've always really supported him and his music and like enjoyed his stuff. He kind of like laid a little bit of the blueprint out, like in terms of doing shows, and now he's down in LA and seems to be really, doing his thing with it.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Win Ningle or whatever his name is. It Win Nigel?
It's like it's spelled, I think, on like streaming platforms as an acronym. W, period Y period N period N.
Crazy. That's tight. Yeah, that gives us a great feel for like. I wanted to know like what it was like for you, like growing up, the types of music. Talk about like at a typical family party. What kind of music was going down?
Mom likes, everything. Not that she doesn't like hip hop, but I would almost say like everything other than probably like hip hop and country. And Mom was definitely the music person in the house.
Nice.
My dad is like funny, like he likes really random stuff. I feel like when I was a kid, it was a lot of country. And then as I've grown older, I've learned he definitely does like a lot of hip hop. It's funny, like he likes a lot of 90s, early 2000s hip hop.
There you go.
And then like pop 40 stuff. So he's kind of all over the place. But my mom's like a lot of 80s, 90s rock. Yeah, I would say a lot of that was going on.
I love that. I love hearing the influences from you guys because it says a lot to how you guys have an ear for music and the way you feel music and the way you vibe with it. You know, and of course it has a great influence on the way you lay bars down, right?
Yeah, I think all music influences whatever genre of music you're doing. I don't think there's like not stuff you can take from genres that don't even apply to yours. You know what I mean?
100%. You got Snoop Dogg listening to like Banda and stuff like that. So he's down. He knows when you know.
Right.
It's crazy. Let's take a listen to Ting Tong Walla Walla Bing Bong. Another track, Ting Tong Walla Walla Bing Bong. The other track from Gehrig Kniffen, if you're just joining us.
I rap good. One cock with no substance like Steven Crowder. I'm from the coast, bump this and eat some chowder. This is just another beat that G devour, beating cowards in my weakest hour. Come on, champ, the season's out. This chapter like the 19 Raptors, I'm Kawhi. The rapper turns back, I'm not getting by. Getting high in my apartment, sorry to the neighbors. Push to help the hardships, flavors lent to favor. I'm Craig Sega, sideline in a suit. I'm Mark Kniffen teaching class in some boot. I'm David, a mid-major, of course I shoot. They chase loot while I worry about the root. Truth is what I speak unless it hurts for no reason. Working at a restaurant, I go broke during slow season. Snow season, how this cold white force hits like blizzards. Chickens think they wizards till I eat they gizzard. Hang tang, ting tang, walla walla, bang bang bang. Rings change, gotta let my thing hang. King James, I'm a baller at the big game. Next big thing, homie, I'ma have a big name. Hang tang, ting tang, walla walla, bang bang bang. Rings change, gotta let my thing hang. King James, I'm a baller at the big game.
This thing has kind of that Staten Island feel to it. I don't know if you know what I mean. A little Wu-Tang, little bing, 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 little East Coast sounds. Like it feels like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that definitely does. That's the homie Bobby No Style on the beat there.
Nice.
He's super dope. Just another one of the friggin' awesome producers I get to work with out here. But yeah, anything that's got any sort of East Coast kind of bounce and feel to it, that is very much like I'm always gonna want to rap on those kind of beats. So I feel like all my guys out here kind of know which ones they're like. I'm gonna funnel those his direction. I know he'll like that.
Yeah, where do you think that comes from? Where do you think? Do you just like the sort of like the Wu-Tang or that area?
If I'm being, it's a weird one because if I'm being honest, I mean like probably a little bit from my music listening, but I feel like where it really stems from is I fell in love with the like radio station freestyle scene, like guys going on and just spitting, even if it's like a written verse, but just like basically like going crazy on some old school beat. Right. So I feel like I naturally fell in love with that style of like really getting bars off, like trying to be clever, say something that makes the radio host be like going crazy, like over your verse, you know what I mean? Trying to like write stuff that's that clever. And a lot of those occur on like these awesome classic 90s beats from East, and like a lot of them are, New York based beats. So I feel like that's kind of where that originated from.
Yeah, like the Bronx style, like all that stuff out there. Mos Def, Black Star album type stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's the stuff that reminds me of.
Yeah, and then as I've gotten older now, because I've fallen in love with like those style of beats, I've done a better I'm still doing it now, but like doing a better job of like going back farther and like really diving into like, just more artists than, the people that were like awesome. And even like the underground guys that were underground when I was growing up, it's like, all right, let's find some underground people from, before I was even born and let's listen to some of their stuff and trying to just like slowly learn a little
crafting
bit more.
it.
And keep trying to craft and be a student of the game. That's the biggest thing.
Nice. That's sick. Let me try to find another one here. I was trying to listen to this earlier. Oh, I'm crazy. This is my favorite one. It's it's kind of got that old. This is talk about old school style. This has that kind of feel. Check this out. Baby, I'm crazy. I'm crazy. Yeah, what you trying to baby? Yeah, what you trying to
Yeah. End game on breaks around, dodging snakes and grass, chasing ass. Dreams are whipping and the rate is fast. Jason Statham ass rappers, I can feel the wrath of man. I'm fucking right by my side, you can catch your hand. Everyone's a star, I'ma need some space. If everyone's got bars, you can rap into my face. If everyone's the best, say it with your chest. If everyone's a vet, why you gotta get the tech? Delay the first step on the rim in the set. Rookie can they like Chet, that they didn't expect. Now they're like, damn, that white boy got reach. Now you preach about some lessons that you can't teach. I find it weak, the kids spazzing like tweak. Caffeine and weed, to me is like speed, yeah. I got them jumping from punches like a Steve from Creed. Those that feed and greed are not the ones I need, whoa.
baby, I'm crazy. Yeah, what you trying to baby? Yeah, what you trying to do? Crazy. That's got that old school vibe, the kind of doo-wop style. Crazy is the song. If you're just joining us, Gehrig Kniffen. That's awesome, man. What were you trying to accomplish on that one?
Go crazy.
Go crazy.
Yeah, that was kind of the overall objective. And then shout out to the producers for making it sound like I can mildly sing, even though I can't. That's, you know, a lot of credit to my guy Tommy for mixing and mastering.
So you're singing that part like crazy. Yeah, that's you.
Well, there's part, yeah, the sample has it in there, and then I'm kind of singing over the top of the sample in part.
Nice.
So I'm not gonna take too much credit. Don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm not taking credit.
Yeah, no, that's a sick sample. That song sounds so good. I mean, it's a sick sample. Yeah, it sounds again like it's been on the radio for many years. When did that one come out?
That dropped. Oh man. I think like beginning of October, because it was a single we dropped before the Mr. Irrelevant album came out. So that was one of the singles off my Mr. Irrelevant album, which dropped at the end of October.
Crazy. Let me play that a little piece of Mr. Irrelevant real quick. I wanna hear. Hopefully it's not too much. Hold on.
Into some soul, Nazi and Mob Deep, God's G, you coming and grinding and fighting like you Rocky. I was in gyms, you were not with me, knew the 350, work on the bag, go home take a nap, back to the lab, I did it with hoops, now I do it with rap, now I just spaz, I'm leaving a jet, they can't imagine the path, or fathom the track, I'm an asthma attack, or pass on the path. Never would you guess you rap if we sat in class together. And now we all know that no matter the weather, I'm better than any lackluster competitor. So that was the intro. Was that a whole album? Was Mr. Irrelevant kind of a whole album type of thing?
Say that one more time for me.
Hold on a second. Rated. We got rated. Ramon Works rated. Woo. What's up? Serene the Peak in the house. Serene the Peak. Ramon. Who'd you get? Angie Carney. What's up? Painting Polish. Whoa. Holy moly. Ray. is up, everybody? Gehrig Kniffen in the house talking about his album. We were just talking about Mr. Irrelevant, his album. We've been listening to a few of his songs. It's been awesome. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in, Raiders. If you're just joining us, if you've never been here before, this is the Race Flays Podcast Network. Everything to do with passion, whether it's music, whether it's cooking, whether it's arts, whether it's business, everything to do with passion on this show. Serena the Pink knows what's up. Serena the Pink in the house. Serena the Pink in the house. Boom, 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 boom. What is up? What is up? Late nights with Ramon. I hope you guys had a great show over there. Ramon Works. Make sure you follow Ramon Works if you're not following Ramon Works. And we're just here on the Race Flays Podcast Network talking to Gehrig Kniffen. This is an artist from Northern California, San Luis Obispo area. He's dropping bars, ladies and gentlemen. If you let me put in the link again into the chat of his latest single, My Boo. Came out on Valentine's Day. You guys are going to love that. It's on the radio right now. It's all over the radio station. It's amazing. It's got that Black Eyed Peas vibe. It's totally commercial. You're going to love it in the car. You're going to love it in the shower. You're going to love it everywhere you love it. It's going to be fantastic. So Gehrig Kniffen's on the Gehrig, talk about Mr. Irrelevant. Was it a whole album concept or was it just pieces of different songs that you put out?
No, it was a concept. I mean, I think we maybe had a few songs that we were like already had made that we were like, these for sure got to go on the next album because like we really like these songs. But there was pretty early on, like the concept when we were like, all right, we want to release another album. I was like, I wanted it to have a theme to it. I'm a huge basketball guy. Like before, I feel like the reason I wasn't chasing the rap thing earlier is because the main goal for a really long time was chasing the basketball dream.
Oh, you're playing basketball?
Yeah, for a while. I mean, never at anything sort of like a high level, but I was sure chasing it.
For like college or what? Yeah,
I played 2 years at junior college in the most northern part of California called Weed, California.
Weed.
Yeah.
That's where they grow the weed, by the way, if you don't know that.
You know that, yes, sir. And so I went to school up there for 2 years and like played, but mainly sat a lot on the bench at the school up there for 2 years. And then like chased it a little longer, and then I coached for a couple years, and
nice.
Then the pandemic hit and everything shut down, and that's when, like I said, the rap stuff really started kind of like taking off and becoming the main focus.
That was your shift. Yeah, everybody had like a shift at that time, right? If you were doing something, you kind of shifted to do something else because everything was closed. So it was like, what were you going to do, and how were you going to do it was the question for everybody.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like I told you, I'd been rapping in high school, and like in the midst of playing basketball, I would record terrible rap songs when I could get an opportunity. Like nice. I lived in Santa Cruz my first year out of high school, and I lived in a trailer park in Aptos, and on my weekends, I would drive down to the tennis court of the school. I would sit in my old 2003 Honda Element. I would plug my laptop into the aux cord, and then I would use my voice memos on my iPhone. I would record songs like that.
Dang.
It would sound awful, and then I would release them on SoundCloud under the name Gehrig Has Hella Bars.
That is tight. You should make an ice cream truck that says Gehrig Has Hella Bars, like ice cream bars.
Yeah, that would be sick.
That would be sick. See, I'm your marketing guy, dude.
I need that. That's good work right there.
Gehrig has ice cream, and you're just like a white ice cream truck driving down, like painted all like hot, like neon graffiti, and then you're like your raps are just coming out of the like you know how they have that great. Go ahead.
Thing. And like instead of the ice cream song, it's just my song playing out of the truck.
And you know how they have that horn that's like so bad, like yep. And you're just like, hey, let's get to look at Gehrig. We're just busting bars like that. That was my Gehrig interpretation. If you guys didn't know that,
that was good.
Pretty good, right?
That was good. Spot on.
Hey, how is Sugar Rush? Is there a lot of cussing on Sugar Rush? I want to play something because these guys haven't heard much. Is Sugar Rush a lot of cussing?
If you're gonna play one off Sugar Rush and you want to make sure there's not a ton of cussing, I would say I think Forever, the last I
Forever,
believe it's
okay.
the last song on the album is probably gonna be
So don't play B Move.
no, I would that one's got a couple cuts, just like a couple cuss words.
All right, let me play Forever for you guys. Here we go. Gehrig Kniffen, if you're just joining us.
How could I say that I love you? I do it too much. Like all the things in the past just turn to dust. Frequently you're mine. Yeah. Don't stop it now.
What up, Jessica?
Forever. Ain't no stopping
Get done with the subscribe. Yes. Thanks so much, Jessica. Using that line. If you're just joining us, the Radio Podcast Network, Gehrig Kniffen live on the show.
To a boat plane trip, yeah. Catch a vibe when my flow's at that. I feel your passion, don't hold
Paint and
that
polish.
back.
These Raiders are just coming in like crazy. Rating.
Do not disturb
Holy
that.
moly.
Game feel a little strange, brain indigo. 5-course meal, playing dinner hoe. Pulling all stops out. Yeah, hair tied, gone, let it fall out. Hey, we don't need to bring the cost down, girl. What you want now? I don't want to fly high, black hawk down. Wow. Board a plane to another plane. More to life.
Boom. What I like, bro, is that it's like different concepts, almost like on every like album that you do. It's like different concepts, but you know how like some people will do a different concept then it'll suck. Like yours are actually good. like yours, like it's just like this album's good. I'm trying to find one that's bad. It's like it's all good. It's crazy.
Thank you, man.
It's crazy. Guys, you
Yeah,
popped in. Go ahead.
I've really kind of fallen into the theme albums. Like that's really where my heart and mind are at when I'm making albums now. And like that's I feel like just what I like doing creatively. And I think people the feedback on them has been really good so far in terms of just like the concepts seem to come across in the music, and if you listen to the whole project, you kind of see what the concept of the album was. And then people appreciate that like we take the time to actually like make a concept, because I think what I definitely did on my first album was just like name it something that kind of was broad and then said let's put the 10 songs we have that are the best in our vault right now on an album, and that's what we did with the first one.
Yeah.
For this, once me and Merck started doing Lethal Session had a theme. Then Yama and I did Sugar Rush, and then we did the Mr. Irrelevant. So it was just like from that point on, and then Championship Parade to follow up Mr. Irrelevant. That was the next EP there. So yeah, it's
Smart,
I'm
dude.
just kind of I like doing that now.
Super smart. I mean, it makes it easier on the listener to concept to hear themes that are involved. It makes it easier for them to join along this journey that you're doing with the albums. I mean, it worked in the 50s, right? It worked in the 60s with the Beatles. It worked in the 60s with all the bands in the 60s and the 70s, Led Zeppelin 1, 2, and 3. It worked with Pink Floyd. It worked in the 90s. It works when you put things and you package them and you make it simple for the consumer, that way it just makes it easier. It's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah.
Crazy, man. Well, I want to thank you for coming on. I wish you luck in everything you're doing. Are there you got a show coming up on Friday? Where's this at the Outlaws?
So this next show Friday will be at Frog and Peach in San Luis Obispo.
Frog and Peach.
The show will be from 10 to 1. I go on with, like I said earlier, the band Amua. I'll go on at 11. Also, Bobby No Style, the guy who made the Ting Tang Walla Walla Bing Bang beat.
Nice. Bobby No Style.
Hour. And then the last Thursday of every month, if you're around the Central Coast area, Outlaws in Atascadero, we have a little residency there. Last Thursday of every month. This month we'll be there the last Thursday and the last Friday of the month, though, 9 to 12.
Wow. There you guys go. Gehrig Kniffen in the house, Atascadero. If you're in the area, this coming Friday at the Frogs and Beach, 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Frog and what?
Frog and Peach.
Frog and Peach, because the frog likes peaches, not the beach. Frog and Peach, 10 to 1 o'clock. If you want to see Gehrig Kniffen up there in Atascadero, and last Thursday of every month at Outlaws, the local place there. There's a whole crazy hip hop vibe. If you like hip hop, it's worth the travel. If you're making a freaking hip hop documentary or something, it might be worth the travel. And here's why I say that, because people have been going up there. All the Batch Records people have been going up there and filming on the beach and doing all kinds of videos up there and connecting with the producers that are there, because there's amazing producers up there. He's working with all of them. Gary's working with all of them. Make sure you catch his album on Spotify. Gary, thanks again for coming on.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. We should do this again sometime.
Dude, come back whenever you want. You're on it. Yeah. Juice Gang Gang, thank you so much for listening as well. My friends, stay thirsty and not dangerous. Have a great one.